the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Much has been said by members from this side of the House, and we all want to see the revival of our tourism industry, and we also value our national airline. Too often, Honorable Speaker, we are lectured on how important it is, but let's always remember that it was formed sometime back in the early 50s with people then who realized the importance of aviation to Fiji and that we should own our own airline. So please try and not dwell too much on lecturing us on the importance of the national airline. Honorable Speaker, a concern that I have, Honorable Speaker, is that what is the fallback position? The report, Honorable Speaker, coming out of the UK and Singapore is that COVID-19 is again spiraling out of control. And this is now, as we speak here today. So my fear, Honorable Speaker, is that this expectation that we have for the opening of the borders in December, what if the phenomenon being that is now occurring in the UK and Singapore becomes global again and borders are again closed? What fallback position do we have? I come from the heartland of tourism. I'm looking forward to the opening of the borders. But when I see this development happening in the UK and Singapore, two countries that believe that they had conquered COVID-19 or decided to live with COVID-19, now that they're expressing some deep reservations on the position they took, it could impact on our neighbors, Australia and New Zealand, in the immediate future. So I'm wondering about this, Honorable Speaker, if we have a fallback position. Because if things turn for the worse again and the borders close, what do we have in terms of keeping our national airline operational or surviving? I like what I hear from the Honorable Minister for Education about the efforts by other governments to keep their airlines viable. But I think government needs to engage across the board and also include us in the opposition on what is the limit to the guarantee we can give. If the way we are going, we will be debating this again next year. And if nothing has happened to Fiji Airways in terms of revenue to enable it to service its debts, we'll be asked to guarantee a bigger debt than what we have today. So it hinges on the ability of the airline to start realizing revenue immediately. But I factor in that concern, Honorable Speaker, that the global situation can go back to the worst given what is happening in the UK and Singapore today. So, Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask the government to consider this. What is the fallback position? We cannot continue to guarantee these types of loan to our airline if it is not operational. What is the other option? What is going to be the global position of airlines all over the world on how to keep the airlines going? Australia cannot continue to pour billions into Qantas or any other of its airlines. We need to really change the dialogue on this one. What if? What if the borders close again? And we have another 12 months of border closure. What if? What will happen? So we are expressing our concern here, Honorable Speaker, on this note, Honorable Speaker, that we just cannot continue to provide guarantees. I would really ask the government to come up with other options have a broader dialogue. They are going to Scotland. Maybe while you're there, check with the other countries, say, to what extent are we going to go to support our airlines if the borders continue to close? As a third world country, we cannot do it forever. And our concern with the guarantee in May was that the guarantee is into perpetuity. There is no time limit on it. And that was why we opposed it in May, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, I hate to throw cold water into this thing because, I mean, I'm expecting the hotels in my province to open, people to go back to work. But there is this development that COVID is spiraling out of control in 2 key areas and could close the borders again, and we have to come up with a fallback position. So, Honorable Speaker, that is where my concern is. That's why one of the reasons why we are opposing this, that we don't have other options to bring to the table to help us keep our airline viable. Honorable Speaker, just before I close, I was horrified by the statement by the Honorable Usamate initially when he said that Fiji First won the election and they can do whatever they want to do. We can just lie down and they walk all over us. Honorable Speaker, can I ask Fiji First to relook at what do you mean by parliamentary democracy, and there is nothing they come up with. When they got voted in by the people said, okay, you're from the government, but you do things in the democratic way. Yes. You don't say, we won the election, whatever you want will happen. That is exactly what Honorable Samate was suggesting over here, Honorable Speaker. And, and that is one of the reasons we know that people are saying time for change, time to kick out Fiji First. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
I thank you, Honorable Member, for